Okay, here we go. We're here. Hey, Eulalia. How's it going? I can see you there. Long time no see. Mr. Foster, hey guys. Guerrera, hey guys. Cassia, that's awesome. How's it going? Today will be really quick, okay? Hello, Cassia. Because my mom is preparing dinner. So, but I said no, I don't want to skip. Okay. Hey, Vanessa. Hey, Guerrera. Okay, so we left it here yesterday, right? Anybody who didn't see, you can check this out on YouTube. So, hello, yeah, Eulalia, how's it going? So yesterday we were talking about apposition, which is when we put when we put nouns together, right? So we said that it was very similar to having a relative pronoun. But in this case, we can eliminate the relative pronoun, eliminate the verb, and just put the two nouns together. And for C1, this works really, really well. It makes your writing look really professional, very sophisticated, and very concise, because you can effectively give more information with fewer words, right? And we have both defining, which is the sentence, hey, Mr. Foster, my glasses? Oh my God, I normally don't wear the glasses. These are my glasses from work, and I literally just finished my last class. They're the ones, you know, that they, for the light, reflective, or whatever they're called. Novelist. Again. Novelists. I saw another word today, and I thought of you guys. I didn't write it down, though. I can't remember. Guitarist. One of my students. Hello, Antonio. Everything's going well, thank you. How are things going with you? Guitarist, Guerrero. That was the other word that somebody said today. How can I write Guitarist? Guitarist. That's another one. We had yesterday novelist. And what else did we have? A violinist is another one. So guitarist in plural would be guitarists. Hello, Reve. Nice to meet you. I'm glad to hear it, Antonio. That's awesome. Great. Yes, I look like a professor. That's cool. Okay. It's for just to try to protect your eyes from the screen, because you know when you're working with screens all day. Yeah. So back to the point, right? Because I'm on a mission now. So defining apposition, okay? The novelist Margaret Atwood received another literary award. Hello, Elizabeth. So we have here the novelist is the first noun, right? Underline that. And the second noun is Margaret Atwood. So we have noun 1, noun 2, and nothing in the middle. So noun 1, noun 2, no verb, nothing in the middle. It must be noun, noun. And when there's two nouns together in the sentence, this is apposition. Okay? Yeah, you're so sweet. Yeah. I didn't even notice I'd left them on. I literally finished my last class like a few minutes ago. And I had the glasses on all day when I was teaching. So, yes, received another literary award. So this is the information. Now, in this sentence, there are no commas. So we have to assume that I never spoke about which novelist it was before. So I need to mention who it is. So no commas, it's defining. All the information is necessary. The name identifies which novelist, right? Now, if it were non-defining, I could say Margaret Atwood. So now I know who the novelist is. Margaret Atwood, comma, a celebrated Canadian novelist, received another literary award. Okay? Hello, Elsie. Elsie, I tried to do a live every day, but the time is a surprise. As Guerrera said, the time is always a surprise. I'm trying to improve. Generally every day. Usually I miss 1 or 2 days. So for example, this week I missed Saturday and Sunday because I was traveling. But I tried to do a bit every day. Okay? Hello, Hyro. You're not late. Morning. Hyro, what time is it there? Here it's the evening now. What time is it where you are? Maybe, are you in South America? Could be. So, but you're not late. In this case, right, we have a noun, which is Margaret Atwood. We have another noun, a celebrated Canadian novelist. But in this case, I have decided that this part is not important, right? So really, I could delete this part of the sentence and my sentence still gives the information that I want to transmit, right? I could say Margaret Atwood received another literary award and it's totally fine, okay? It's true, Jairo, it's true. Which part, did you tell me which part, Jairo, you're from? Jairo, I was living in Torreon and then I was living in Durango. Best year, one of the best years of my life. Amazing. I think I told you before, did I? So yeah, one is defining and one is non-defining. Really, really similar to non-defining and defining with relative pronouns. Okay, so the description simply tells us more about someone we have already identified. So rules, you should come back again. Yeah, you're in GTO. The best days are ahead yet. Oh, that's a really, really positive, Mr. Foster. I hope I will come back one time, Jairo, because I still have very, very, very important friends there. So I hope I will get back at some point. Mexico is, I think, my favorite country. So rules from relative clauses. Defining relative clauses, no commas. Non-defining relative clauses, commas. Same for apposition. So exactly the same principle applies to apposition. The only difference is the structure. So relative clause, relative pronoun plus verb, and apposition, we use a noun phrase, but they're very similar. It's like relative clauses without who is or which is, but only when the extra information is a noun phrase. So the most important rule, the two noun phrases must refer to exactly the same person or thing. That is really important. So the novelist, Margaret Atwood, received another literary award. So Margaret Atwood is the novelist. Our new director, an experienced financial consultant, has introduced several reforms. So an experienced financial consultant, this is the director. So we must be speaking about the same person for this to work. Our new director is the experienced financial consultant. So the two noun phrases that we put together, it must be speaking about the same person. Okay. Note for myself. The company developed Aurora, an innovative platform designed to improve workplace communication. So same, the company developed the Aurora, the innovative platform, so it's the same name. Hello, Aldo. How's it going, Aldo? Happy Tuesday. So Aurora is the innovative platform. Then non-defining apposition. Most appositive phrases add extra non-essential information. Hello, Aldo. Can I help? I'm from Ireland. You're from Ireland, Aldo. Welcome, welcome. Which part of Ireland are you from? So it's nice when native speakers come and join our chat, guys, isn't it? You're from Meath. Nice. That's cool. I'm from Cork. I should have made you guess. Most appositive phrases add extra non-essential information. They are separated from the rest of the sentence by commas. The documentary, a compelling investigation into corporate misconduct, received widespread critical acclaim. Happy Bastille Day. I'm lost now. Is today Bastille Day? Oh my God. I'm totally lost now with that. I feel like I should know what Bastille Day is and I don't, or else I've forgotten. If we remove the appositive phrase, the sentence is still complete. The documentary received widespread critical acclaim. More examples, right? Professor Lewis, a highly respected authority on artificial intelligence, questioned the reliability of the findings. All France is celebrating. All France is celebrating. Sorry, guys. The best warlock said, Jesus loves you. Elsie, you're from France. That's awesome. That's so cool. Love France. Amazing style, eh? Awesome, awesome style. So, Professor Lewis, a highly respected authority, is the same person, okay? The proposal, a potentially transformative solution to the housing shortage, attracted considerable public interest. So, this it's a transformative solution, refers to the proposal. So we have noun, noun, that's apposition. The committee appointed Elena Garcia, an experienced negotiator with an impeccable reputation. I love the word impeccable. The new legislation, a controversial attempt to regulate online content, has generated intense debate. Hello, Louise. Wie geht's? Wie geht's gut? Or something like this. So, if the appositive phrase appears in the middle of the sentence, we need 2 commas, right? The part that you eliminate in the middle, you need 2 commas. The commas always go like around the part that you can potentially omit. For example, the conference, a major event in the technology sector, attracted over 5,000 participants. If it appears at the end, only use 1 comma. The conference attracted over 5,000 participants, a remarkable achievement for a first-time event. This is really nice. Look at this one, guys. So you have your sentence. In theory, I could just delete this and I have my nice sentence there. Look, the conference attracted over 5,000 participants. That's perfectly fine. But I would like to add extra information, and it's going to be 2 nouns. So the conference, which is a remarkable achievement for a first-time event. Okay? Hey, Louise. Louise is looking for Carla. Where's Carla? Does anybody know where Carla is? Louise is looking for Carla. I don't think Carla's here, is she? I don't think we have any Carla right now in this chat. Mir geht es gut. I have no idea, neither do I. Carla's here! Hello, Carla. I just blocked Louise because I thought she was going mad. I don't know how to unblock her now. Sorry, I thought... So, guys, I don't know if... Well, I've blocked Louise now, unfortunately, because she kept putting Carla in the chat. So I don't know if she wants to come back. I'm not sure how to unblock her. Anyway, let's continue on. Defining apposition. So sometimes the second noun identifies exactly which person, place, book, or organization we mean. In this case, commas are not normally used, right? So, for example, the physicist, physicist, the physicist, Marie Curie, conducted pioneering research into radioactivity. So I need all of this information. I think she deserved it. Anita, okay, poor Vikki. I mean, guys, I don't like to block people, and she wasn't exactly saying anything weird. Like, what was that weird guy who had hemorrhoids 2 weeks ago? Do you remember? He just kept putting in the chat that he was on the toilet with hemorrhoids or something. So I blocked him, but this girl, Louise, she just kept saying Carla, 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 Carla. So but if I had known that Carla was here, I wouldn't have blocked Louise. If she was really just looking for Carla, but Carla didn't answer in time. Anyway, so the physicist, Marie Curie, yes, conducted pioneering research into radioactivity. So defining clause. The novel 1984 remains highly influential. So again, really, really nice. The city of Barcelona attracts millions of visitors annually. The technology company Apple announced a new product. So here, the second noun is essential because it identifies the person, novel, city, or company. Like, I mean, could you imagine? The technology company announced the new product. So if I deleted here Apple and I just said the technology company announced a new product, I would have no idea what company I'm speaking about. So this must be defining. Apple is essential for to understand this sentence. So it's defining, so I don't put any commas. Hello, Sylvie. Hello. People are like that, seeking attention. I talk from experience as a moderator on TikTok. Yeah? You've been a moderator on TikTok. I don't know. Everybody needs some attention, don't we? At some point. But yeah, I suppose we have to kind of learn how to manage it. So now let's compare those to my colleague, Sarah, has been promoted. So when I have Sarah here in commas, I can delete this, okay? And really, I can say my colleague has been promoted. So either I only have one colleague, or I mentioned previously that I'm speaking about Sarah, or it's not important which colleague it is, okay? So yeah, in that case, I put Sarah in commas because it's not essential. A friend of mine is a streamer and I help her. Yeah, that's so cool. That's awesome. Jairo, Vikki, is it necessary? Are the commas necessary in between Sarah? If it depends. It depends if Sarah is essential for my sentence or not. If I consider that I can delete the word Sarah and I still I want to say to you that my colleague was promoted and it's not important which colleague, then I can use commas. If I need to say that it was Sarah, then I don't put commas. Say my colleague Sarah has been promoted because it's essential to tell you that you understand that it's Sarah I'm referring to. Then you don't put commas. Okay? But if you already know that I'm speaking about Sarah, or it's not important that you tell me it's Sarah, then you can use commas. Okay? So this suggests I have one relevant colleague and her name is additional information, right? So my colleague now, this one, my colleague Sarah has been promoted. This suggests I have several colleagues and the name Sarah identifies which one. So that is important. Do you understand the difference now? You got it? Awesome. Cool. Okay. So next point. I think we're having roast beef tonight. I think. I don't know if it's roast beef or bacon and cabbage. I don't know if you guys know what bacon... I'm going to get sidetracked now to showing you what bacon and cabbage is. But some people like to know what like a typical Irish dish is. I'm going to show you really quick. Because maybe it's a cultural part of English class, no? Let me find like a picture. We normally make it with carrots. Maybe that's not a tradition. Oh yeah, okay, look. Well, not a... Oh yeah, okay, maybe... Okay, kind of something like this. It's like bacon, green cabbage, and you cook the cabbage with the bacon, so it's like salty and stuff. It's yummy. Yeah, so I'm not sure. They're either making bacon and cabbage or roast beef. I'm not sure which one it is. But yeah, it should be really good. I'm hungry now. Okay, on to the next one. Articles in appositive phrases. So a singular countable noun usually needs an article. So correct. Daniel Cho, an, right? Look, this is the article here. So usually we need a noun or an article. An accomplished architect designed the building. Okay, not correct. Daniel Cho, accomplished architect? No. We should say an accomplished architect designed the building. Do you get it? An accomplished architect. Okay, or a world-renowned singer. Okay. Use a or an when the appositive describes one member of a larger group. The speaker, an expert in behavioral psychology, challenged the conventional explanation. Like you guys are always challenging me. No, it's good. I love it. So the speaker, an expert in behavioral psychology, challenged the conventional explanation. Okay? Hello, Anita. Why did we use an? I didn't get it. Because you have to, because it's a noun. You're introducing a second noun because he is an expert. He's an expert in this field. He's one of many. Okay? So we have to use the article to introduce him. An accomplished architect. So he's one of many architects. So to introduce the noun, we should use a or an if he's one of many. Use the when the description is unique or already identified. For example, Professor Ahmed, the author of the report, refused to comment. Okay, Professor Ahmed, the author of the report, refused to comment. Okay, so this is when the description is unique. So he's the only one who... So you must use an article almost always, Anita. The question is, well, an, obviously, if it starts with a vowel or a consonant, and we must use the if the description is unique. Okay, so obviously, there's only one author of the report. Okay, whereas there are many experts in behavioral psychology. I can write that down for you, maybe. Maybe I will add it here, look. So you can say, there was only one author of the report, whereas there are many experts in behavioral psychology. Yes, so one of many, we use a or an, and one specific person, like a unique thing, we use the. Okay, so the chief executive, the person ultimately responsible for the decision, is only one person, is a unique position, issued a public apology. Plural and uncountable nouns may not need an article. For example, the volunteers, experienced medical professionals, look, plural, don't need an article, provided emergency assistance. Hello, Madalena. Could you make a live on the article if you haven't done it? That's a really good idea. I hope that doesn't get lost now in my list of things to do. Hang on. You want an article on a live on articles? That's a really good one, actually, Madalena. Guys, if you want specific things, like don't be afraid to send me a message. I haven't done one on articles, Madeleine. It's a really good idea. I hope I don't lose this in my sea of notes, but I'll try to remember it. If I forget, remind me, okay? But I'll put it on the list of stuff to do. Yeah. If I forget it, send me a WhatsApp, right? When is your next class, Anita? I hope it will be tomorrow. Maybe around, I think I finish work at 3 maybe. So maybe it will be at 4, 5. Can plural be with the? Yeah, it depends. I have a doubt. I don't know when to use later on instead of later. Oh my God. Okay. Later on, I can probably make a short video about that. That's a really good one. Yeah, plural can be, for example, Cassia, the Canary Islands would be plural, wouldn't it? Look, there you go. That's an example of the with a plural. I don't know when to use. Yeah, later on. That's a really good one. Later on. See you later on. See you later. I think it's going to be the same as the video that I made with to call someone or to call someone up. Guerrera. But I have to check some different examples because I can probably give you some more tips on it. Like, I'll see you later on. I'll see you later. Give me a call later on. Give me a call later. It's really nice. You're welcome, Cassia. I'm not sure there's a huge difference. I will call you later on. I'm going to see him later on. I'm going to see him later. I'm going to call him later on. I'll prepare the dinner later on. I'll prepare the dinner later. I think they're totally the same, but I'm going to check, Gerda, if there's any difference with those. It's a really good question. So the volunteers, turn up the light here a bit. The volunteers experienced medical professions, provided emergency assistance. The report identified misinformation, a growing threat, because it's a threat of many, to democratic debate. You're welcome. So, apposition can explain technical or unfamiliar terms, right? Apposition is particularly useful when introducing specialized vocabulary. The researchers examined microplastics, extremely small fragments of plastic that contaminate natural environments. I really love this. Okay, so it's a nice way to introduce technical terms or unfamiliar terms. So the researchers examined microplastics, extremely small fragments of plastic that contaminate natural environments. Okay, Mr. Foster, I guess later on is more conversation, while later is more academic, suitable for essays. I think later on is like call up. I think it's more conversational, more colloquial, cuter. No, I'll call you later on. It's like nice and cute and sweet. But I'm going to double check it. Okay. The company adopted a hybrid model, an arrangement combining remote and office-based work. So again, I'm explaining what the hybrid model is using another noun afterwards, which is really cool. Another example, the negotiations ended in a stalemate. Guys, nice vocabulary for you there. The negotiations ended in a stalemate, a situation in which neither side was willing to compromise. A situation in which neither side was willing to compromise. So there you have the explanation of what a stalemate is after the comma. Hello, Daniel. It depends on its usage. You may use them as transitions or at the end of sentences. Yeah, later on we went to the concert. So, hello, Madalena. So basically, apposition is an extra explanation on a noun in the sentence. Yeah, exactly, Madalena. In this context, yeah. Exactly. In this part. For this part, yes. Guerrera, can we use colon? The researchers examined microplastics. It's more common in Spanish. We don't use colons as much in English as you do in Spanish. Like if I'm writing an essay, I never ever use a colon. Now you might use a colon in a report or in a technical document, but I have noticed that in Spanish people use colons much more. I would advise against them, for example, doing your Cambridge exam. Anita, I have an issue with who and whom difference. Anita, look at the video from yesterday because we spoke about who and whom. It's in the video from yesterday. What does stalemate mean? It means that you can't find an agreement. There's no agreement. That you can't reach an agreement. Okay? All right, Anita, no problem. So whom basically is, you can use whom if you can always use who, and you can use whom also if you're referring to the object of the sentence. The policy may cause social fragmentation, the gradual separation of communities into isolated groups. This structure is extremely useful in essays because it allows you to demonstrate advanced vocabulary while immediately clarifying its meaning. Okay? Hello, hola, soy Isa. Which level is it, B2 or C1? Generally C1 with a bit of stuff from B2 if it's necessary, the harder stuff from B2. Get it? So I consider it would be interesting, a punctuation marks class. Okay, I will add here. Yeah, I have to correct this a lot with the writing, with people's writings. Thank you so much, you're welcome. Rezi, hello. I'm good, thanks. How are you? Rezi, you're going to be really upset because now, guys, And thank you so much, guys, for coming. But I gotta go. I know this week is gonna be short ones now today, but considering I was working all day and my mom has prepared dinner, okay? So I gotta go. All right. I would love to stay with you, but I'll be back again tomorrow, okay? I'll put this video up on English with Vikki so you guys can check, and we'll continue from here tomorrow, okay? Hola, soy, yeah, sounds good. Okay, awesome, Anita. Look, good to know you too. I'm Irish. Hola, soy, I'm Irish. It's true. I hardly see. Yeah, exactly. No, people always write them, and I just say to people, like, if you're doing your exam, don't use them because we don't use them as much. Hello, Jim. I know it's so short. Oh, Cassia, it's going to be, I think, bacon and cabbage. Elizabeth, I spend most of my time in Spain, is where I generally live. I think I don't know, it's going to be either this, which is bacon and cabbage, or it's going to be roast beef. Roast beef is, I'm not sure what she's made. Roast beef is like, oh my god, roast beef, 1 second. Roast beef dinner. The roast beef will look like, okay, oh yeah, something like this. Look, like this. Yeah, and of course with potatoes because we're Irish. I'm not going to mention, Elizabeth, right now which city it is because, you know, I'm online and you never know who's listening or watching. Yeah, my mom is going to make that, Mr. Foster. Exactly. Thanks so much, Ola Soisa. Thanks, Cassia. Hi, Ishak. You also live in Spain, Anita, yeah? You vote for roast beef, Resi? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it looks good. I think it's going to be good. I'm hungry. You know what roast beef is, yeah? Yeah, I'm hungry now, so I've been working, yeah, for quite a few hours. So, hey. Okay, guys, you know roast... Yeah, okay. So good to see you. Thanks for coming. I know it was a short one. You often eat dinner with... potatoes? Yeah, Cassia, we eat a lot of potatoes here also. Make the most of your day. Thanks, Jairo. Awesome, guys. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll continue with this apposition. Okay? I hope you have a